Stop, just for a moment. Can you feel that? The constant hum, the endless stream of information, demands, notifications, opinions, the noise. Not just the noise outside, but the noise inside, the racing thoughts, the mental checklists, the internal chatter that rarely seems to cease. We live in a world that glorifies noise, equates silence with emptiness, and fills every available second with something. But what if the greatest power, the deepest insights, the most profound connections aren't found in the noise, but in the space between? What if silence isn't empty, but full of potential clarity, creativity, and a connection to ourselves and the world that the constant clamor drowns out? Today, we're embarking on a journey to rediscover the forgotten power of silence in our overwhelmingly noisy modern lives. Over the next few minutes, we'll explore why silence is not a luxury, but a necessity for a well-lived life. We'll delve into the surprising science behind its benefits, uncover wisdom from those who understood its value, and most importantly, discover practical ways to invite more intentional silence into your everyday life, even if finding quiet feels impossible right now. This isn't about escaping the world, but finding a way to navigate it with more presence, peace, and purpose. Stick around, because understanding this might be the key to reclaiming your focus and sanity. Let's be honest, silence can feel uncomfortable, awkward, even anxiety-inducing. Why do we instinctively reach for our phones when there's a lull? Why does a quiet room sometimes feel deafening? Part of it is conditioning. We're trained to consume, to react, to fill the space. Silence can feel unproductive in a world obsessed with doing. It can also bring us face to face with thoughts and feelings we might be trying to avoid. The internal noise we mask with external distractions. We might fear boredom, or worse, fear what we might discover about ourselves in the quiet. But what if that discomfort is actually a doorway? What if the things we're running from hold the keys to our growth? When we talk about the power of silence, we're not just talking about the absence of auditory noise. That's external silence, and it's valuable. But the deeper power lies in cultivating internal silence. This isn't about forcing your mind to be blank, an impossible task. It's about creating space within. It's the quietening of the constant mental commentary, the non-stop analysis, the worry loops. It's a state of receptive awareness, of being present without needing to constantly process or react. Silence isn't empty. It's the canvas upon which authentic listening, deep thought, and genuine creativity can emerge. It's the fertile ground where ideas can take root without being immediately trampled by the noise of judgment or distraction. Science is beginning to catch up with what wisdom traditions have known for centuries. Studies suggest that intentional silence can have profound effects on our well-being. It can help lower stress hormones like cortisol, potentially reducing anxiety. Research indicates that silence can help regenerate brain cells, particularly in the hippocampus, a region linked to memory and learning. It allows our brains to switch from active processing to a default mode network, crucial for self-reflection, consolidating memories, and even boosting creativity. Thinkers and creators throughout history have sought silence, from the quiet contemplation of philosophers to the focused solitude of artists and writers. Silence has often been the precursor to breakthrough ideas and deep understanding. It allows us to hear our own inner voice, the intuition often drowned out by external demands. It fosters the focus needed for deep work and problem solving. Okay, so silence is powerful, but how do we find it in a world that seems designed to prevent it? Let's start with external silence. This is about consciously reducing the noise pollution in our environment. Tech boundaries. Be intentional. Turn off non-essential notifications. Designate tech-free times or zones in your home. Resist the urge to fill every commute or waiting moment with scrolling. Seek nature. Spending time in natural environments, parks, forests, and by the water is one of the easiest ways to find relative quiet and reset your nervous system. Create quiet spaces. Even a small corner in your home can become a sanctuary. Add a comfortable chair, maybe a plant, and make it a place you associate with quiet reflection. Embrace quiet activities. Reading a physical book, drawing, journaling, and simply sitting and observing are activities that don't require constant auditory input. Intentional commutes. Instead of immediately turning on the radio or podcast, try driving or commuting in silence occasionally. Notice what comes up. Noise control. If your environment is unavoidably noisy, consider noise-canceling headphones, used for silence, not just audio, or earplugs during specific times for focused work or rest. Finding external quiet is helpful, but the fundamental transformation comes from cultivating internal silence. This is an active practice. Mindful moments. You don't need an hour-long meditation session. Start with micro moments. Pay full attention to your breath for 60 seconds. Mindfully sip your morning coffee, noticing the warmth, aroma, and taste. Feel the water on your skin in the shower. These small acts anchor you in the present and quiet the mental chatter. Observing thoughts. When thoughts arise, and they will, practice observing them like clouds passing in the sky. Don't engage or judge. Just notice them and let them drift by. This detachment reduces their power. Single tasking. The myth of multitasking creates mental noise. Focus on doing one thing at a time with your full attention. This builds concentration and reduces internal fragmentation. Digital sunset. Give your mind a break before bed. Avoid screens for an hour before sleep. Let your mind wind down naturally, reducing the input that fuels internal noise. Journaling. Sometimes, the best way to quiet the noise inside is to get it out. Journaling your thoughts and feelings can clear mental space. This journey into silence isn't always smooth. You will feel restless. You will get bored. Your mind will fight back with a barrage of thoughts. That's normal. The practice isn't about achieving perfect, uninterrupted silence. It's about the gentle, persistent effort of returning to quiet awareness again and again without judgment. Start incredibly small. Aim for just 1 minute of intentional silence today. It could be simply sitting without your phone before starting your car. Maybe it's taking 3 mindful breaths before answering an email. These tiny moments accumulate. Be patient and compassionate with yourself. This is about unlearning years of conditioning towards noise. My invitation to you today is simple. Find just 5 minutes of intentional silence sometime this week. Turn off the music, put down the phone, and close the laptop. Sit quietly, walk mindfully, or simply gaze out the window. Notice what happens. Notice the sounds around the silence. Notice the thoughts within the silence. Just observe. What does silence feel like for you? What challenges arise? What benefits do you notice even in a short time? Share your experience in the comments below. Let's learn from each other on this journey. And if exploring ways to find more peace and focus in our noisy world resonates with you, please subscribe and click the bell so you don't miss future explorations. Silence isn't an escape from life. It's an escape into life, into clarity, into creativity, into connection, into the quiet strength that resides within you, beneath the noise. It's not about adding another thing to do. It's about subtracting the unnecessary distractions to reveal what truly matters. The world will always be noisy, but you hold the power to cultivate islands of quiet within yourself, accessible anytime, anywhere. Embrace the silence. Listen to what it has to teach you.